What's up, mini gang? It's Mini Producer back with another video. Yes, I'm in the dark right now. Felt like doing something different. I got my ring light over here. I got another light over here, and it's lit. Now, today I'm going to be talking about the differences between Beatstars versus Soundee because I asked y'all on Twitter what you wanted me to talk about first when it came to the platforms, and Beatstars was number one.
He was number one.
Now, when it comes to BeatStars, as we all know, it is the largest beat selling platform online. They are number one, they're taking over. It is what it is. You probably just got charged for your membership. I know I did just a few days ago. And so with Soundee, it's a newer platform, and a lot of producers are not necessarily signed up. So we're going to talk about it. Now, when it comes to BeatStars, right? As I mentioned, they are the largest beat selling platform. Keeping that in mind, let's start off with what's the difference, right? BeatStars has a huge marketplace. They have a huge marketplace. There's thousands and thousands of artists always on there, always on that platform buying beats. And for me at least, all of my sales on BeatStars come from the marketplace. Each and every single sale. I do not use my pro page, so every sale that I get on BeatStars comes from the marketplace and with little to no marketing on there. I don't do anything. I don't really focus on BeatStars like that. I literally just upload beats on there when I collaborate with y'all, or if I just decide to put some one offs on there, that's when I use it. And then I have tested here and there with the BeatStars promo. However, that's not my primary source. I don't really use that at all. I just get marketplace sales, and I typically get a few marketplace sales every single month. Again, with little to no effort. That's a big deal, right? Now, when it comes to Soundee, their marketplace is much smaller. One, they're newer. They don't have as many artists active on there. However, I have gotten one marketplace since I've been on there, and I've been actively using it for about a month or so, and I've had an account on there. However, since it pretty much first started, but I really didn't go all in, so I count my time as when I actually have had it actually using. Another thing is when it comes to the integrations, BeatStars does offer a lot of various integrations that Soundee does not. And again, I truly believe that that is because BeatStars has more relationships with different companies than Soundee does, and they just became a newer platform. I don't know what it takes to get different integrations with certain companies. I would imagine that is why that Soundee doesn't have that many different integrations at the current moment. They do have some various email platforms that you can connect to, Active Campaign. I believe they also have Get Response on there, and that's about it. And then they might have a couple other integrations, but it's not as many as BeatStars. BeatStars does have more integrations like Printful and some other ones that can be useful if you're selling certain services on the platform, or if you're just looking for certain integrations. BeatStars does offer a lot more. Another thing when it comes to BeatStars, they do have a more active social media presence, which means if you get a shout out on their platform, it's going to bring a lot more traffic than if you got shouted out on Soundee's page, because Soundee doesn't really use their social media like that, which again, I'm definitely looking forward to in the future, being a part of their content creation team to help them with content, because I truly believe that they have something great going on. They just need to push it further. Now, with that being said, social media platforms completely different. Of course, as we know, BeatStars has hundreds of thousands of followers across all platforms. Soundee does not at all. That is a definite difference. Now, something that is unique when it comes to Soundee is it actually was started by a producer named Scarecrow Beats, which I think is really dope. Their motto is essentially made by producers for producers, essentially. And I think that that's really dope about the platform due to the fact that it was created by an actual producer who knows the ins and outs, who's been on these various platforms. So, much more receptive to different feedback and just including things that I feel like a lot of producers and I have been asking for on these types of platforms. That is a really cool difference than when it comes to BeatStars versus Soundee. Another thing is when it comes to BeatStars, as we all know, they have a lot of producers who use the platform. A lot, including me. and Soundee has less of a producer pool in there. However, there are producers that use it, and there's producers on there actually making money. There are, I think, maybe two or three producers that are doing six figures on the platform. Take that with what you will. There are successful producers on every platform, no matter where you go on, and that is another thing. Of course, as we know, Beatstars has six and seven figure producers on the platform. If that's something that you care about, then there you go. As we know, Beatstars has paid out over 200 million to producers, and Soundee doesn't have that data publicly available, so actually not sure how much they paid out. However, I don't imagine it's a crazy amount, again, because it is a newer platform, but I'm sure that it's a pretty good amount, just not in the millions, which, hey, they're like a 3-year-old platform in comparison to Beats, which has been around way longer. Another difference that I'm super excited, and I feel like I always talk about this, right? Something that I really truly love about Soundee is the fact that their analytics are second to none to any other platform. I will literally put all the pennies in my piggy bank. I don't have a piggy bank, that was a joke. But what I'm saying is, Soundee has the best analytics. Hands down, hands down. Beatstars, sorry, y'all don't compete when it comes to the analytics that you offer, and honestly any other platform, but today we're talking about Beatstars. Beatstars does not offer things like the conversion rate. It doesn't offer your average order value, your average daily profit, things that are super important when you're building an actual business. Because the thing with Beatstars is it really only shows you your sales, your plays, likes, comments, whatever. The vanity metrics and not things that you actually really need when it comes to building your business. Your conversion rate is super important. It's really great to know. You need to know what your conversion rate, because then if you know your conversion rate, you can know what's working. You can know what your website, if it's converting better, the player, the beats, whatever you got going on, whatever you change, you can see how that is working. You can see your conversion rate, and especially your average order value. That's super important because you can see if you need to maybe change some things about your price if your average order value is pretty low, right? These are things that you need to know and that you can't know if you're on BeatStars. Now, another thing is with the analytics. Soundee, you are able to add a Google Analytics tracking to be able to see, which is really good. So you can see, again, things like your conversion rate through Google Analytics, also where your sale came from, and all those different types of stats that are super important. And from what I've heard, that is not necessarily a thing. You can't really track that with the embedded player. With BeatStars, that is what I've heard. I don't really know why that still is, but if that is the case, then they need to get that together. Another thing, a difference between BeatStars and Soundee is, personally, Soundee has made a lot of changes that have been from the feedback that producers have given, and they make them fairly quickly. I actually remember I had asked about removing something untagged on the player because all of my beats come with one tag, and so I just didn't want an artist to get my beats and see that it says untagged and then they get a tag and have to deal with chargebacks and stuff like that. With that being said, the cool thing about Soundee is the fact that they really take that feedback. They actually made the change the same day that I sent that email, and that was really dope. And I feel like with BeatStars, they take a little bit longer to implement feedback that producers have been asking for, especially that BeatStars promo. People have been asking about this since they changed it to get promo together, and not sure what's taking so long. That's another thing. I'm sure it's because BeatStars is a bigger company. Maybe they just have priority things on the list. I'm not really sure what the case is, but I do know with Soundee being a smaller company, they are really trying to make those changes that are coming from producer feedbacks. That's pretty dope, and that's another difference. Another difference with BeatStars is the fact that they have the playlist submissions, and Soundee doesn't currently have that. So that is another thing to think about. You cannot currently submit beats to different playlists. That is not a thing on Soundee. However, it is on BeatStars. Now, a difference. Soundee does have a spotlight producer, or as they call it, a spotlight artist, which is really dope. I think it updates daily, so it's a new producer every day, I believe. I was actually on there as a spotlight producer, and that's pretty cool. And as we know, Beatstars does not offer that feature. They do not have a spotlight producer, artist, whatever, on their platform. That is a difference on Soundee's part, which is really cool. Now, as for other things, when it comes to the uploading process, when you upload to BeatStars, of course, as you know, you can upload your MP3, wave, and trackout stems all at the same time, and then you go to another page to add your files, and you're able to, of course, put the name, 3 tags, your genre. You're also able to add the key and ppm and things like that when you upload, and of course your artwork. With Soundee, you're able to upload the mp3 and the wave, and then when you go to the second page, you can add the track out stems. So you're still able to add stems, it's just not all at one time, if that makes sense. Now, the difference between them is once you get to where you can upload your wave file, well, once you get to the page where you can upload your trackout file, then you're going to be able to see where you put the name. You can still put the key, the BPM, and you can also put up to 10 tags, which is really dope. You also can put 3 mood descriptors, and you can also put 3 artists, well, you can choose 3 artists that are on their list of artists to choose from to describe the beat as well. So there's a lot of opportunity to be able to describe your beat. You're also able to, of course, offer a free download, just like on Beatstars. You're able to put your custom artwork on there, and so a lot of things you're able to do. You can put a link to YouTube. I'm looking at it right now. You can also switch on a little option that says it contains a hook, and so that's pretty cool. And you can allow offers. You can include it in bulk discounts. You can put if it's for sale or not for sale or sold. You can also put the exclusive rights price and the minimum offer if you allow offers. And then you can also, when you do free downloads, you can either have where it requires the user to do nothing, capture their email, or a social follow, which they only offer Spotify. So if you have a Spotify, you can do that. And again, this is with Soundee. Now, another thing is that's different is with Soundee, when you add a collaborator, unfortunately, at the current moment, they have to be a part of the Soundee platform. That is a big difference in comparison to BeatStars. That allows collaborators to be able to just have a free account and you can add their email. But I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if you have to, maybe you do have to have an account. I think maybe with BeatStars you do have to have an account. Y'all let me know, because I don't do a lot of outside collaborations on BeatStars that aren't people on the platform. I really can't remember if you can collaborate, or maybe they can have a free account. So maybe that's not really different. Anyway, whatever. You can collaborate on both of these platforms. Whether or not it has to be they have an account or not, I can't remember. But I know with Soundee, you have to have an actual Soundee account to collaborate. That is a difference. Overall, to be quite honest, and I say this all the time, with these platforms, a lot of them are doing the same thing. I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, you got some bells and whistles and some differences here and there when it comes to maybe they got more social media clout or more producers with platinum plaques that are on the platform and stuff like that. But all these platforms are essentially a place for you to upload your beats, and you're the one that has to drive traffic at the end of the day. Yes, I know I mentioned that I get beat sales from Beatstars' marketplace. However, if I was solely using the platform, it would be my responsibility to drive traffic to that platform to get sales, right? Do not let it overwhelm you too much when it comes to choosing what platform to be on. Now, another thing is, when it comes to the price, it's pretty much the same price as all these other platforms, except for the fact that, yeah, it's pretty much the same price, to be honest. The price is not different. Oh yeah, I know this is like a while back, but this goes back to integrations. They have a crypto.com integration. You can actually get paid in crypto, which is a big difference than Beatstars. Also, you can connect your YouTube channel, your Spotify account, MailChimp, GetResponse, and ActiveCampaign. So those are all the integrations for Soundee, and that's just something to note. And another cool thing when it comes to the Soundee platform is the fact that you can actually, when it comes to your bulk deals, you're able to offer either like a buy two get one, or you could do buy three get three, or you can do buy three for $99 or whatever. You can offer both because on BeatStars you can only do like a buy two get one or buy two get two or whatever, but you can't offer like an actual like buy three for. Now the cool thing is with Soundee is the fact that they actually allow artists to upgrade their license, which I think is so dope. They allow the artist to upgrade their license. Let's say an artist bought a $50 license, but they wanted to upgrade to the stems, and maybe your stems were $200. Then you could set it to where it sets the difference, and then they would pay $150 to upgrade instead of paying the full $200. That is a cool feature that's not offered on BeatStars that you can look into. That I think is a very, very great option. Let me see what else. You can do negotiations on Soundee. Same thing with BeatStar. You can connect your domain. It does come with like a pro page type thing, so that's another thing. If you're looking for something that has a website, they have their own little page that you can use as well, which is pretty dope. And I always suggest getting your own website and a custom like WordPress or Squarespace or whatever. Another thing with Soundee is you can actually create services on here too, just like with BeatStars. So you could create, it has options, so a mixing and mastering service or collaboration. Now, it only allows you to do like two service options is what I'm seeing. And then it also gives you an order email, which is pretty dope. So you can type your order confirm email / instructions that you can preview the email, and then you can get an example message. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty dope. You can do collaboration, or you can choose a mixing and mastering service. So that is cool. You can also sell sound kits on here as well. And that is with Soundee. Same thing with Beatstars. You can do the same thing. When it comes to the coupons, you can create a coupon code on Soundee, and you can actually have it apply to certain licenses, certain beat store players that you have, and that's really dope. Wow. So you can even have it apply to certain products that you have and things like that. And it even says like stop bulk discounts for eligible items on here. And then you can have the cart conditions where it says like you could have like a minimum cart total amount. Let's say you wanted to say it has to be more than $20. They spend more than $20, then the coupon applies. Or you could say they have to have 2 cart items in their cart for the actual code to work, and that is only with Soundee. That's a really cool thing as well that's not offered on BeatStars. Wow, breaking it down here live with y'all is so dope. I know this is a longer video, but you'll ask for the breakdown. I'm gonna give you the real, so that's what I do. Now, what I said, just to bring it on home, again, whatever platform you choose, there's always going to be benefits, and there's going to be things that you want on a platform. You got to make a decision for you. Again, I truly believe that having access to multiple platforms is essential, because if you have access to different platforms, this also helps you if one platform is down for whatever reason, and it doesn't have you stopping your business when a platform is down. So I always think it's important for you to be able to sign up to various platforms so that you have options, and so that your supporters, your clients, don't have to not get those banging beats that you're making. Now, I know this was a longer video. I appreciate you if you stayed until the end. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm putting out this content